Let's work. Yo, it's go time, showtime, never backing down time. One shot, yo, make it count, yo. Crunch time, shine time, make this moment my time. Get a grip, yo, ready, set, go. We bring the thunder. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Yeah, it's my time, yo time. Step into the spotlight. Get lit, yo. Let yourself go. Our time, high time. Gotta go big time. This is it, yo. Never take no flight time. Grind time. Take it to the street time. Turn the roof off. Get loco. Game time, win time. We gon' bring it home time. No regrets now. Let it all go. We bring the thunder. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mountain Bears. I'm Aeson, and of course with me and the co-host seat tonight is Techy Joe. How are you, darlings?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, halfway evil, somewhat demented, somewhere around Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry, it's been a long day and I've barely been home.
I know. Hello, Miss Shannon. How are you?
Hi, Shannon.
So I'm planning the next month or so.
Shannon's so excited. I get to see Joe tomorrow.
You do, and he's going to have boxes of stuff for you.
I am. He's not joking. He is not joking.
Yeah.
Plural. Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. We are glad you were good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's been an interesting week. It's been a lot of changing around. I did a little project this morning, which I'm not sure I'm happy with, but okay.
Yeah, you've had a few projects. Like I have project fails on my desk, which I am not mad about.
Oh, let's talk about those a minute.
Like, yeah, I have journals. Like, I have a zippy journal. I have a magnetic journal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you were so, like,
Yeah.
Like, I felt bad your project failed on those.
Well, those two were failures.
Well, those two were, yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Brenda.
We are keeping my current Excel journal for the moment.
Oh, yeah, the Exceed one? Yeah.
Exceed. I want the Passion one. I got to see if Michael has it. You may have a trip to go to Michael's tomorrow.
Ooh.
Go pick this up. Thank you.
Yeah, because that's our nearest Michael's.
Yeah. But, that's also why, it's a go pick this up, not let me go with you.
Yeah.
I have to do things like work, which I haven't done for 2 days.
Which is important. It's very, very important. But yeah, I remember the last time,
Mm-hmm.
like we did the tandem trip up,
mm-hmm.
and like I do believe someone got dropped off with my credit card. That had a balance. Not the past tense.
Hey, I didn't buy that much the last time. Thank you.
Well, I didn't say it had that much of a balance. But it was. I'm teasing. It wasn't that bad.
No, I was not that bad. I am really not that bad spending wise.
I'm not that bad.
I think the most I've spent ever has been like $50.
Well, no, at any one particular store, yes.
Yes, and at any one particular time.
Well, I don't know. There are some days.
There is
because like grocery days immediately blow that one.
Right, I'm talking about on planner supplies.
Oh yeah, no, on planner supplies, no. I think you've gone higher than 50 on that. I think you had an $80 day.
Yeah.
Like that was but that was like for a whole year, like as in like a year changeover, and like there's a bunch of different stuff.
There was a lot of stuff going on at the same time. But no, and I think that's when I was changing us both over at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Though now you've gone bullet journal, which you were just like, I love that for you when I went there.
Uh-huh.
And you were like, I heart happy planner. Like, don't take my happy planner. Like, no, it's
Well, that was
mine.
before, and see, this is what has happened with the Happy Planner that has pissed the Aeson off
Yeah.
in multiple fucking directions. They sold out to a corporation.
Yep.
The corporation said, "Oh, we'll take your flagship line and keep it.
Mm-hmm.
All your extra lines, we're going to start killing. And any new products come out isn't going to be designed for the other layouts."
Right.
Right.
Like they kind of whittled the product line down a lot. Not to say that we weren't already having a moment of like, Jesus effing Christ, happy planner.
Well,
How many?
right. But that's because they come out with Happy Planner
Mm-hmm.
releases every 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm looking for is, and they just don't make. Like, we have looked at other planner situations.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make that. I want a day on 2 pages that could either go into my Happy Planner Classic.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't happen. They have 1 page, they have 1 day on 1 page. Well, that's cute, but that only fits my schedule on my to-do list, not my trackers, not my notes. And then, Mystic is getting busier.
Yeah.
Psychic Coach for You is kicking ass. We're going to be
Mm-hmm.
having an actual website for it soon. Um, so my life has gotten busier. And I learned this lovely phrase, and Joe had to teach me this. Is sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you go through a season.
Okay. I don't think I specifically put it that way, but okay.
You said every time something changes, my planner has to change.
Well, yeah. Your planner like pretty much either has to evolve with your life or it has to die with it.
Right.
Like that, and like I think that's a little specific to you.
Yes.
Is that like you like one element of your life changes and the planner is dead.
Right.
Like it like it either has to evolve or die,
Right.
quickly evolve or die.
Right.
So yeah, like no, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what is happening now is for those that were not in the barista chat, I am keeping my Happy Planner Classic. It's going to have a few components in it, and I'm planning my month, my content, my social media marketing in it, and my weeklies, and I'm keeping my goal planning in it. But my bullet journal is going to be my new daily because that's where our crux is.
Yeah, your daily is where everything goes to die right now.
Right.
Like the monthly plan is good. The weekly plan is good. The daily plan, I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We've been through so many different layouts
Right.
of daily planning.
Yeah.
For you. Trying to find something that works, trying to find a size it works at.
Right.
Like, because you were gung-ho for a hot minute. You were like, I'm going big. Like, fuck this, go home. I'm just going big.
Right.
And, everything will fit in there and it'll all be great. And then we tried it. And no matter what we did, like, you tried probably 5 systems in a month.
Right.
And just went, nope.
No.
That doesn't work for me.
Right.
That doesn't do it. That does not make my day easier. That looks like I vomited a day onto a placemat at Denny's. Like, and no joke, seriously. Hey, Justin.
Hey,
No, it did. It seriously looked like, a bad drunken moment at a Denny's is what that planner setup looked like for the daily. And it was like, okay, that one I can just look at and go, no. Like, no.
Right.
Like, that's not, no, that's not going to work.
Right.
But no, because we had to, like, it was just crazy.
Right.
Trying to figure out like, okay, but how do you make this work?
Right.
And then you like went DIY crafty on it, and it just looked like someone it I hate to say it this way, but it seriously did. It looked like a 5-year-old got a hold of a sticker book.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were, like, granted, these are like the blank out stickers and stuff, and you were just like, that can go away, this can go away, that goes away, that's garbage and useless. And then, okay, like, that gives me, and then it was like, honey, what you need is a blank page.
Yeah.
Like, throw some lines in there, but.
Right. So,
Like,
yeah. So we're trying bullet journal. It's working. It's going to be working this week. I also done some digital planning, some layouts and things, because Aeson's changing his schedule. Aeson's gotten, he's going to get really tight on schedule, really tight on keeping things in order, because if he doesn't, shit don't get done, and money don't make the bank.
True. Well, yeah, and you actually sat down and did a full daily routine plan on Google.
On Google, yeah.
So, yeah, which, let me tell you, when that first popped through, like, there was a moment there I wish that, like, maybe not while I'm on the road, because it took a hot minute.
Yeah.
A long, hot, steamy minute for my Google Calendar to sync all that. It was like, like, excuse me, I don't know what the hell just happened.
Yeah.
It was like, but things, they are changing. So, like, at least I had decent signal.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give the area of Peterstown, West Virginia, I was in, credit for having decent signal. Because, like, if I'd been in my niece's driveway, oh my god, I would probably still be there waiting for the sync. Because that is the wrong side of the mountain. But no, so no, everything updated, everything got there, and then I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm kind of down for this, like, a daily routine schedule.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I've felt like the whole time that's been part of your, I don't want to say malfunction, but like the thing, maybe the component that was missing.
Right.
Was having like a more rigid daily routine.
Right.
Because I think sometimes what happens is, like, you forget about yourself to get stuff done. And then, like, you end up, like, you got a bunch of stuff done, but then, like, your self-care's gone. You didn't take time to eat. You didn't fucking do anything for you. That is, like, base human, like, there have been times it's like I feel like someone needed to, like, message you and be like, honey, take a bathroom break. Find a hole. Not that way. But in your schedule, in between calls, to please go take a bathroom break, because I don't even think you realize that, like, your body is sitting here trying to tell you, I don't need more coffee. I need to get rid of some.
Well, not only that, but I can get into a zone, especially if I'm working video or I'm working in readings, and like it ain't working. So Google Home is going to become Mr. Annoying around here.
Getting it already.
Now, I haven't done the Elon Musk every 5 minutes something different, but
oh my god, no! Please,
can you imagine? He has every 5 minutes tracked. His day is built in 5-minute increments.
I mean, some people have to do that. Like, it's no joke for some people that getting 5 minutes with them is a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's like, and I can't say that we haven't gone through that before.
Yeah.
Like, I know my own stuff has gone through that. Is like, I have this thing. It's gonna take me 5 minutes. Find 5 effing minutes in my day. Just find it. Just find 5 minutes in my day.
Mm-hmm.
For it to fit into.
Mm-hmm.
And when I find it,
Yeah.
it's like, yes, it'll be done and it'll be great. And, I'm looking forward to that. But I can't find the 5 minutes to put it.
All right.
And some days it's not really like the day started out that way.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it is a lot of when I'm on the road.
Yeah.
It's like a funny thing happened on the way to Princeton.
Uh-huh.
It's
It
like,
sounds like a confession, guys. It sounds like a confession. Someone get the tape recorder, the stenographer, let's figure it out.
no, it's not even like that. Like sometimes I just need to send an email.
Mm-hmm.
I need to message someone. And it's like, but I'm physically operating a vehicle.
Uh-huh.
I have 14 different things to do
Mm-hmm.
already. And it's like, you don't want me multitasking.
Right, because it's
You
never
don't
good.
want me texting and driving. You do not, arguably, you don't want me calling people and trying to find an address. No, incompatibilities. Like, I can do a fair amount.
Right.
But yeah, and then there for a while there till we finally got the real plate for the car
Right.
and could move the easy pass over. Like, I've not been on the interstate till today.
Right.
Like, other than like one trip, and we hated ourselves for the amount we paid in tolls. But it was worth it. It really was. It was just like, this day doesn't work unless I pay tolls.
Right.
Nope, not happening. This is a toll day. But no, like, you get on the back roads of West Virginia, like Route 3, Route 12.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Right.
Like, cell service is like pin a tail on a donkey, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have it, you don't, you're over here, like,
yeah.
What am I supposed to do with that? Like, I do love the interstate for the ability that at least I have continuous cell service from door to door, to anywhere on 77 I'm headed. So I can knock out some phone calls. But even then, sometimes it's just a matter of, I know I'm going to get on this phone call and they either need me to read them information.
Right.
Okay, I can't do that and drive. They need me to take down information, which, please explain to me why in the 21st century I'm dealing with a business that can't, any business, because I've had this happen multiple times, in which you can't just give an employee email access.
Right.
Like, I'm not asking for and I know some of these are like doctor's offices, but I'm like, I'm not asking for protected patient health information. I just need you to send me a text or an email,
right,
with the date and time of my appointment. That's
right.
it. That's it. I'm not asking you to diagnose me, treat me, or do anything else.
Right.
I don't need this to be from the doctor.
Right.
I need some little poor unfortunate scheduling person,
right,
to be trusted
right,
with like basic email.
right,
Like, send me tiny amounts of it. It could just be a button. It could be a
right,
button. It doesn't have to be their personal email. Just give them a button.
right.
It says, do you want, like, because you asked me for my email. You send me customer service satisfaction surveys. Will I recommend your facility to what the fuck, who's it? Will I review you? Will I do that? Please, just give me the one thing that keeps me from having to like pull over and like scribble, 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 and move on with my life.
Right.
Like, it's annoying. It's annoying. I don't know how we're in 2022 and this is so effing difficult for companies to get. Like, that's the customer service thing I want.
Right. Well, and that's because a lot of CS could be handled by email, but then, what else would we do with them? If all you got to do is, a program that automatically sends you a reminder, oh yeah, like Aeson's program. My customers get reminders. My customers get the whole 19 yards and counting.
Mhm.
reminders, follow-ups, booking out your book again, all that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and granted, we deal with businesses that like we can't even pay in card.
Yeah,
They don't have a website. They don't even send a bill. They are inaccessible by the internet.
right.
And it's like, if it wasn't a damn near utility, because this is our trash company and we love them, they are great. They do their job and they do it well. But customer service with them, like, you got to get in the car, you
You
got to
gotta
drive.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't do those two things, God help you, you ain't getting trash service.
Well, not only that,
I
but
mean,
if you got
there's
to deal with anything to them, you've got to drive over and talk to them.
yeah, like the phone is useless.
Yeah.
But again, because you can't make a payment. They don't even do ACH.
Right.
Like there's no like
Cash
take the
or
numbers
check.
and yeah,
No money
like
order
nothing.
either.
Really?
Really.
Understood. Okay.
I guess
Hmm.
Truist, charges them for money orders, so they don't do it.
Oh yes, 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 they do. Yes. Ooh, yes, they do. Do they ever?
Mm-hmm.
The number. Oh, were they an old SunTrust customer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's where they got addicted to money orders.
No, they don't do money orders.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
SunTrust, I don't like either. SunTrust didn't charge or it was so minimal it was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But no, when the SunTrust and BB&T merged,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of SunTrust business customers were pissed because of
Well,
all the rates and fees that BB&T has. I can't imagine.
right.
Like it shocked and horrified me. We had BB&T
Right.
for not originally, they were originally a One Valley Bank
Right.
customer, but the hospital volunteers
Right.
and just like the fees
Right.
for those business accounts,
Right.
like $75 for every returned item.
Right.
Like if you write the business a check and they'll make two attempts. That's why it ends up being $75. It's like
Mm-hmm.
$32.50
Right.
every time it declines, and they automatically resubmit or represent for payment,
Right.
regardless of what the first return is. If it's
Mm-hmm.
insufficient or account closed, they do it twice and
Mm-hmm.
charge the business like $32.50.
Right.
And I just sat there and I was like, well, one, why would you represent on an account that's closed?
Right.
Like, I argued that with the bank at one point and could not get that woman to understand the futility
Mm-hmm.
of representing on a closed account. Like, they're not going to reopen it.
Right.
Like, but it was one of the things for the volunteers that it's like, do you know how much money
Mm-hmm.
you could save by saying no more checks? Just, we're never going to do checks again. It's either cash or credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of the two you better come up with. We ain't doing this check crap. Because they were doing checks. Like, and it was this moment for me of like, bless your heart.
Mm-hmm.
No one trusts anyone to that level anymore.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, but I mean, like, it's limited. Like,
Yeah.
I'll accept checks from my customers. That's because I generally, like, not every customer though. There's a few I'd be like, I ain't taking a personal check for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I seriously would be like, no.
Can
Like,
you Trello
repair clients.
Can you Trello me?
Oh, no, not Trello. Zelle me.
Zell you.
I got Zelled today.
Yeah, he said that. I was like, you spent the day out of this house, supposed to be doing errands, playing Zelda.
No, I got Zelled. It's a service with our bank, so now you can send me Zelle payments. And I had to set this up on the fly. Like, the client had mentioned this previously.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this client. I love this client so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I called her my number one salesperson earlier today, and I mean it. She is amazing for that. She'll give my card or whatever, contact information, smoke signals, carrier pigeon, whatever she needs to. She's great for that. Well, okay, Zelda is a great game franchise, but still not what I was doing.
Yeah.
Um, but no, like I was impressed. Like she brought it up, like, do you accept Zelle? And I'm like, what's that? Like, it's kind of nice. I like learning new things. But I have to say that was a really easy setup. Like I was sitting there looking at it because I'm having to use my phone and the web app to quickly set this up. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a nightmare. They're going to ask me for all kinds of information and I'm going to be blah. No, it took me like 2 seconds. Like, get the little verification code and boom, there you go. And I was like, oh, okay, I accept Zelle payments now. Please remit. You know, it was nifty. It was nifty.
Yeah, I'm doing it for our one account.
But yeah, it's kind of nifty.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't take much. It's like either choose an email address they already have on file for you or add another one. They send a little verification code and like Bob's your uncle, there's your money.
Right.
It's like, shit, that's cool. I'm down for it.
Right.
I thought it'd be like, I don't know, like you just got me into Cash App.
Right, because you know we do accept tips by Cash App. Let's go ahead and get that banner running.
Yeah, like, dude, get our banners.
Well, that's because we got to redo our banners.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Yeah,
like, our banner's fine.
No, it isn't. I want it changed.
What's wrong with my banner?
I want it to be two separate banners so that when we're talking or whatever, they can refill our coffee.
Okay. So yeah, we get more tacky on the show.
Yes.
But no, I mean, I'm cool with that.
Right.
But no, I'm kind of like, oh, I didn't even get a chance to tell you. I checked mail before I left today, and I got my cash card today. Like, I got my little cash card. Yes. Oh, and I got my signature on it.
Yay!
Because they'll let you put a design on it for free. And so I did my signature, and I thought that was like, I don't know, call me weird, but
no,
I thought that was
amazing,
cool,
honey.
Like, because they give you like emoticons to put on there and stuff, and like, I was like, that's kind of cool. But then I was like, ooh, or I could just put my signature and then be like, that's just cooler.
Yeah.
Like, it's mine.
Yes.
So, yeah, I was there.
You've been there multiple times.
So,
but
yeah. I really wish I could have justified the money to myself for the metal one.
Oh, I don't think so.
I kind of think so.
We replaced your bank card 4 times this year. I don't think so.
Shut up. All right? Like, shit happens, okay?
Love you, darling, but no.
Damn, you just outed me all over the place on that one.
Again.
Well, and I think I'm on my 6th PIN number change on one of them.
Which one got denied today, and I was like, is there not enough money in the account?
No, that wasn't my problem. My problem was it was Shell.
Right.
And Shell has one of those, like, I don't know, do other people experience this when you're standing there at the PIN pad? And some of them are really friendly. Like, they're here to help you, you know, make your payment. And then others are like, you know, there might as well be a swinging light going back and forth. Like, where were you on the night of the 13th? I don't know. And that's what I was dealing with at the Shell station. And it asked me, is this card a debit card? And I don't know. I hit yes, because it technically is. And then I knew I fucked up. I knew I fucked up when I did it, and it asked me for the PIN. No, maybe I know it. Maybe I know it. Maybe I know it. And I typed in what I thought it was, and it was like, no, you are wrong. So I had to start over and just, implant a magnet in Joe and get him the metal one. No, don't put a magnet in me. No. Well, that might be useful in my line of work. Just like, pull out the screw. Because God knows this little sucker.
Can I choose where we put the magnet at?
Do what now?
Do I get to choose where we put the magnet at?
I mean, because this is what I deal with on a daily basis, guys. If you weren't aware, like I deal with little itsy bitsy baby screws. Like this thing comes in handy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God. And it has the magnetic force of like a tow truck. Like, because like it ain't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. So something is going somewhere. Loud booms and streaks of fire steering from panic in 3 states of the United States.
What?
Yeah, it was the one I dropped in late.
Yeah, the bolide, which disintegrated in Louisiana, was also reportedly spotted in Arkansas and Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
A loud boom prefaced a streaking fireball spotted in 3 southern states, scientists confirmed Thursday. More than 30 people in Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi reported seeing the exceptionally bright meteor in the sky around 8 p.m. Wednesday after hearing loud booms in Claiborne County, Mississippi, and surrounding areas. NASA reported. It was first spotted 54 miles above the Mississippi River near Alcorn, Mississippi, officials said. This is one of the nicer events I've seen in the geostationary lightning mappers data, said Bill Cook, lead of NASA's Meteoroid Environments Office at Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama.
The object, which scientists called the Baldy, moved southwest at a speed of 55,000 miles per hour, breaking into pieces and dissolving deeper into the Earth's atmosphere. The disintegration at 34 miles above the swampy area north of the unincorporated Concordia
Parish.
Yeah.
Wow. In Minorca,
Yeah.
in Louisiana. Oh, wow. But hey, Natalie, orange fireball the size of a basketball with a white tail behind it. Good grief.
Yeah.
Like, was this warning?
Yeah.
Like, they warned us and no one was out there? Like, were people looking for this? Or did they, like, put it in the newspaper and everyone missed it?
It was in the newspaper and everyone missed it.
Oh, my God.
Nobody's watched the skies anymore. I mean, we got a partial solar eclipse occurring.
Oh, my God, we are matching again. Not just the two of us.
Natalie, we're waking up at 7 a.m. now. Ooh, Joe, stop it.
What?
You're hurting my ears.
I didn't do anything.
Something is causing you to squelch like a razor blade.
Okay, see, I hear things like this, and I think it's just me and some tinnitus.
No, it's...
Central.
Feedback Central. Still.
Ooh.
All right, so I will take over the story until he gets back. On April 30th, a partial solar eclipse will be visible in South America, Antarctica, and the Pacific Southwest oceans. The solar eclipse happens when the moon passes between the Earth and the Sun, temporarily blocking the Sun's light. During this polar eclipse, the moon is not perfectly aligned with the Earth and the Sun and will not completely cover the Sun. Instead, the Sun will appear as a crescent shape. Ooh, this can be very daunting, but it'll be visible for those wanting to watch at 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard ET time, 1845 Coordinated Universal Time, and reach the peak at 4:42 p.m. ET or 20:42 UTC. For safety during these eclipses, you need a special pair of eclipse viewing glasses or solar viewing glasses. Sunglasses is not counted, and do not directly look into the sun, unlike a former president who we'll talk about in a little bit. Now, here's the fun thing. When there is a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse, you have to be careful of what you say and what you do because it's a boomerang wish.
Well, yeah, and it's partial. Remember, this is not a good time to get rid of your husband. Dolores Claiborne laid that out for us.
You wait for the full eclipse.
Full
But anyway, tomorrow, of course, is a dark moon. There is a live stream. There is a new moon chat. But also, you want to be watching what you do that day. You want to be thinking of things that you want to grow in 6 months.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna say, quick call who and tell them to look.
The orange.
The orange Oompa Loompa. Fair enough. Oh, yeah, no.
And the only thing he's looking at right now is a bill from New York State.
Oh.
So the orange Oompa Loompa Dingo Dongy Fish made a bid to remove the 10,000 K daily fine in New York Attorney General probe. Judge Anthony Arrington, not Arrington,
Engoron,
said Trump's 2-paragraph affidavit, which admits to have the fine lifted, was the devolve of any useless information. Well, honey, all of his speeches, everything he has put out has been the devolves of useless information. This isn't new, Your Honor.
Oh, Natalie, if only I thought he'd pay that bill like, any of his actual vendors who did real work for him. Mm-hmm. I, too, would send him a bill for emotional trauma and distress.
Actually, I'm not surprised we haven't had lawsuits filed yet. But anyhow, so the New York judge on Friday denied the former president, Yellow McFuckstick's bid to lift the $10,000 a day fine against him for failing to turn over documents subpoenaed by the state attorney general in the civil probe into the Trump organization's business practices. In the 2-page affidavit, Trump argued he didn't have the requested documents and should not have to pay the fine. To the best of my knowledge, I do not have any of these documents requested with subpoena dated December 1st, 2021, in my personal possession, and they were likely in the possession of the Trump organization. Get to moving, you own it.
Yeah, well, see, now that's an important quote right there. It fails to state where he kept them, how they were stored in the regular course of business, who had access, what the retention policy was, and where he believes they currently are. Those are 5 very important things any business needs to be able to state at any given time. It is perfectly legal. It is perfectly legal to have a ridiculously stupid retention policy of 30 minutes.
Right.
You can generate a document and keep it for 30 minutes.
Right.
And as long as you document that's your retention policy, who has access to it, where it is stored in the course of normal business, you can submit that, and a judge is going to look at it and go, well, that's their retention policy. Of course they don't have the document.
Right.
Sorry, sucks to be you.
Yep.
Have a nice day. But in failing to do so, what he is unfortunately almost saying is, we got it, we just don't want to turn it over.
Well, what he said is, in my personal possession. Your personal possession is what's in your hand at this moment. You have nothing in your personal possessions. So he's trying to walk this fine line. The judge ain't having it. The judge is going, see, you tried blocking this by presidential privilege. You've tried blocking this by withholding documents and refusing to do depositions. So I'm sick of your shit.
Yeah.
$10,000 a day since December 1st.
No, see, but again, fundamentally, and granted, this would have been, under perjury, is literally stating that affidavit.
Right.
Who how is it generated and used in your business? Where is it stored? What is the retention policy and where they are now? Right. All he had to say.
Right.
All he had to say. And that is actually a legitimate legal response.
Right.
to why you can't produce something.
Right.
Like, I mean, there's companies all over the world
Right.
that have manipulated the hell out of retention policies. Like, side note, this is why so many places have a document retention policy.
Right.
Is because it's your best friend in a court of law to be like, look, we don't keep that.
Right. Well, it goes on to say that James, who is a very fine lawyer, office had urged the judge not to lift the fine in a letter Friday, saying that the submission by his legal team does not recount any efforts to collect or review electronic documents used by Mr. Trump and his many executive assistants, all of which are likely to contain responsive material, including all of Mr. Trump's mobile phones. Hebert said earlier this week that they were appealing the ruling because all documents in response to the subpoena were processed to the Attorney General months ago. So you processed it, but you didn't? In a court filing this month, James's office said Trump had been stonewalling their long-running investigation into whether he and his company manipulated financial statements. Her office has aligned that it has uncovered substantial evidence of numerous misrepresentations in Trump's financial statements provided to banks, insurance, and the Internal Revenue Service, and said her office is contemplating suing Trump and his company. Trump and his company have denied all wrongdoing. Of course, Yellow McFucksticks calls the probe a construction against the great witch hunt of all time.
Right. Well, and a lot of this, I mean, it's kind of like, it's got to be difficult when a company has been sitting here
and lying,
but not just lying, but like, as in, that they're lying one direction to one set of organizations regarding loans and getting the highest approval rates, and they're lying another direction to the IRS to reduce their liability, their tax liability, and then they're lying to insurers in a different direction, and then they're like playing this mixed bag game to realtors. Like, it's all over the map. It's like, so I'm sure there's a moment, if you like, even in the organization, even inside the Yellow McFuckstick factory, you got to be sitting there going, I don't know what's real anymore. I don't know where the real numbers are.
Well,
I never worked with real numbers. I worked with inflated bullshit, one direction or another. Yeah. Right. Inflated, deflated, reflated.
But see, this is what I would do if I was the Attorney General. I would go to the bank and go, all right, turn over the loan documents. All right, insurers, turn over the insurance documents. All right, Internal Revenue Service, we've already won that order for his tax records. Turn those over.
Well,
and go, ooh, all three are lies. Lies, lies, lies. So here's your suit, and have fun with this because we're suing you under the state of New York versus Trump.
Well, but here's the problem. Like, and granted, we say he's doing this, and it's more obvious that obviously he had to admit. The reality of this situation is, but you need the true, accurate accounting. Not the cooked books in any one direction to be able to prove the misrepresentation.
Here's the fun part. They can do that in multiple ways. They can also, they could just individually, the banks, when they see what they told the IRS the assets were worth, can take the loans back.
Well, and that's what a lot of banks have started doing, is like, the more this is uncovered that there's a massive discrepancy between the IRS and the banks, and his net worth and all this. It's because those weren't the documents they were given regarding his tax filing. Like, it's just this clusterfuck of misrepresentations. And the
Mm-hmm.
reality is, there's a possibility they don't have
Right.
a true and accurate accounting
Right.
of any of it. Or more importantly, you'd have to go so far back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as in, if you wanted to, like, this isn't like someone just got busted after like 5, 10, 15 years of
Right.
misrepresentations. I think he just got busted after decades.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're probably talking a good 50 years
Right.
of cooked books.
Right.
And it's like, how do you back that far up to
Right.
even begin? Because that's fundamentally where you've got to work
Right.
from, is always the last true accounting and
Right.
figure out how it went. Like,
Right.
how did you get this set of books and that set of books?
Right.
But the reality is, the lies are the books.
Right.
And there's no accuracy in any of it, unless theoretically, unless he either A, has it and can produce it,
Right.
or B,
Right.
were to back him all the way back
Mm-hmm.
and bring it forward, so
Right.
that you can see one lie leading to the next and the next and the next and the next and the next. Like, this is a screwed pooch, and it's very possible, with his habit of firing people and not having any loyalty to any of his vendors or the ability to pay them,
Mainly
that
the ability to pay him, because I still think that he's not a billionaire. I don't even think he's a millionaire. I don't think that he has as much money. He may have $100,000 that's his, but that's left over from daddy's money.
well, yeah, well, and I'm not necessarily saying he's broke. I'm kind of with Michelle Wolf on this one. Is he's just not New York rich.
Yeah.
Like, he's New York, he's comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you boil down the real numbers, I'd say it's more New York comfortable.
Right.
Like,
And
they're
that's
not going to starve.
yeah. Well, that's living on liquidity.
Yeah.
If we add in his assets and everything else, he's probably underwater quickly.
Very well, and again, that's always a mixed bag when you start trying to take, and especially property that's been lied about as much as it has
Right.
been.
Well, that's when you
And
have someone go in there and actually appraise the property.
yeah, I mean, literally, the only man the Yellow McFucksticks has ever been loyal to
Mm-hmm.
was probably Roy Khan.
Right.
And that's just because that was an equally minded, heartless bastard
Mm-hmm.
who just plowed through anyone and said, prove it.
Uh-huh. Well,
Like,
I'm
it
going to
ain't
say
true
that
unless you can prove it.
I think we're going to have another hustler and a housewife situation here.
Okay.
I think when the ducks come home to roost, he's going to be broker than a joke and owing millions to everybody and having no money.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's just because also it all depends upon, do the banks sue him? Do the insurers sue him? Does the
I
IRS
think
come
he'll be
after him?
I think he'll be forced into and I think that all of them will team up and force him into bankruptcy.
Yeah, and then I don't think I think at that point he is financially sunk.
Yeah.
But that's often hard to do,
Right.
because again, he's there's this concept in high flying finance
Right.
of too big to bankrupt. And I
Mm-hmm.
think he's there. As in, the level of accounting tricks,
Right.
and bullshit that's going on
Right.
is so convoluted.
Mm-hmm.
Prove it.
Well, no,
Prove it.
that's what's happening with the hustler and the housewife.
Mm-hmm.
They're going back through, and yeah, they weren't billionaires. They weren't even hundredths. They were just borrowing from one case to another case. And when they get down to Trump, I foresee Mar-a-Lago with a full for sale sign stuck in the front of it.
Mm-hmm.
Trump Tower gets renamed Don Powell's kitchen, and
Mm-hmm.
all we can say is, oh, it's so bad that he got Alzheimer's.
Oh, there's a Miss Fish. What? Oh, that's pretty.
Okay.
Oh, that's a pretty fishy.
Mhm.
Oh, well, we're glad you could join, even if you
Yeah.
are a little late. But very pretty fishy.
Hmm.
We
Very,
we will compete with that fish.
yes.
But yeah, no, I like. It's just such a mess.
Hmm.
And hey, Kathy, did we say hey, Kathy? I don't think we
Hi,
said hey,
Kathy.
Kathy.
Oh,
But
you
hey,
got a
Kathy.
beta. Lovely.
Yes.
Yes, I love beta.
No, that's not a beta. I don't
It
think
looks
that's a
like
beta.
looks like a beta.
No, no, that's not a beta. Is it a no? Yeah, no.
It's a beta.
Sorry, I was getting a wrong. Maybe I got the wrong. She is a beta. Okay, okay. Sorry, I was getting a wrong perspective on the tank. I thought that fish was like 10 times the size of a beta. And then I went back and looked again and went, no, you just way overestimated the size of that fish.
Hmm.
So okay.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to your favorite segment.
Am I the asshole? Wait, did we read this one?
Um,
Sorry, I just went back and looked and I was like, did we?
no,
Okay, I'm just making sure I had a spacing moment.
I
All
know.
right, am I the asshole for refusing to get on a flight? My boyfriend's parents paid for them, my boyfriend's siblings, and their significant others to all go on a flight to Cabo for spring break. Becky, his mom, hasn't seemed to like me for some reason. She always makes snide remarks about my parents' blue collar jobs, and my field is nursing.
Hmm.
We get to the airport, and Becky got 7 other people first class tickets, and me one coach ticket. She told me I was used to it, and she had a free coach ticket, so I should be grateful for going. They all did their express check ins and left me in the long line for me to think about what the heck is going on. I had to keep from crying the whole time in line. I got up to the counter and there was a baggage fee to me. My boyfriend at the time never once helped me through the coach line or said anything to his mom. I looked over at his mom's smug face as I was about to pay the checked baggage fee, and I let all of my frustrations out on the attendant and started crying. Basically, she said, "Don't go with that family, sweetie. They don't appreciate you." Continues to cry and took my luggage and got out of line with the super sweet check-in woman. I was so upset on how I was treated and started crying on my boyfriend in the airport about his mother, about how his mother was treating me. I broke up with him at the airport, and his mother was so embarrassed.
Good.
I told her what a bitch she was. My boyfriend has been blowing up my phone saying, how could I do that to his mother and just back out of a vacation very last minute and wasted everyone's time and money? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. Maybe I should have just went to Cabo and had a good time because I don't think I will get that opportunity again. I could have been too sensitive on the subject and shouldn't have started crying so much in the airport. No, you were
No,
good. You were
not the
good. You were
asshole.
good.
You're
You were
good.
good. You were in a bad fucking situation that was only going to get worse.
Well, what gets beyond me is she should have seen. He should have seen that she was a coach ticket, and if he wanted no issue, he would have upgraded her. It's called covering your poor mother-in-law behavior.
Or downgraded his.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, if you're going to sentence her to coach, I'll sit and coach too.
Right.
Downgrade my ticket.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be a point where you one direction or the other.
Right.
Like, you either upgrade, like, either the boyfriend steps in and upgrades her, which I know isn't always possible, but he could have easily, I would think, have downgraded his
Oh yeah.
and been like, look, I don't care about the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Just downgrade me and put us
Right.
in side by side seats because otherwise,
Yeah.
like, and I think any person working at the
Right.
airport would have just needed to hear the brief
Mm-hmm.
overview sketch of my mother.
Right.
decided to get me a first class ticket and my girlfriend a coach ticket. Can you bump me back to coach?
Right.
And I think they might have bumped them both to first class, but
And bumped her to
regardless.
coach. But anyhow,
Right.
this is ridiculous. This is rude. And break up with him, most definitely. His family, if he cannot defend you against his family, then he ain't worth dating.
Well, and especially in that situation, that was just pure like abandonment.
Yeah.
Like, and it wasn't even like I'm not like I can to a degree understand like depending upon the length of relationship,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Depending upon the length of relationship,
Right.
understand that like if it's a new relationship,
Right.
starting shit with mom
Right.
over the new girlfriend or the new significant other,
Right.
probably not the best door opener.
Right.
Like maybe if y'all just been dating like a month or two when this trip came up, I could understand maybe now's not the time to start a fight with mom.
Right.
Limited to situation. Now, if you've been dating longer than that,
Right.
nah, he fucked up.
Yeah.
But to not also be like, well, okay, mom, I understand and I really appreciate that. You got
Right.
her ticket.
Right.
I don't think it's fair for her to
Right.
have to wait in this line alone.
Right.
I don't think it's cool that she's going to be, sitting alone on this plane.
Right.
I'll sit back there with her. It'll be cool.
Right.
It'll be cool.
Right.
We're all going to the same destination. We'll all see each other when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this was just like pure raging entitlement
Right.
and like stupidity and not knowing. I don't know if this is like the matriarch from hell, like you like narrowly avoided a monster-in-law.
Right.
I don't know. But it definitely seemed like she took you on this trip solely to be her cat toy.
Right.
She was just gonna bat you around for the whole trip. So this thought maybe you should have just gone
Right.
and had a good time.
Right.
No, you're just gonna end up with one of those stories of, well, I've been to Cabo, but and there's a ginormous ass known as like one way or another, I think this relationship was doomed. So one way or another, if you told the story in the future, she was gonna be your, ex-mother-in-law.
Right.
Whether ex-boyfriend's mom or
Right.
ex-mother-in-law, if you'd been dumb enough to
Right.
keep going. Like, and I've never understood that. Like, I'm not saying that I have loved everyone like a relative of mine has dated. Like, I haven't always been like, yeah, I'm on their team. There's been a few I've been like, okay, this all right. Like, you smile, you act nice, you do your best, you try to treat people like they're a human being worth being treated like a decent human being.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's a struggle.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes it's a struggle bus. But you try and you do it.
Right.
You know, why are some people so obsessed with this idea of like, no, I'm going to treat you like garbage from day one?
Right.
Like, I don't get it.
Well, and it's a big problem in families in general. Mother-in-laws, people that think that they're mother-in-laws, and their behaviors.
Yeah.
That's why I have a very hard line.
I've told this story before on air that I had a friend in college that introduced us. They'd been seeing someone. We've all heard these great things about this guy, and okay, so invites him to like this brunch that we're going out for, and dude showed up, and I'm just like, no, I don't see this working out at all.
Uh-huh.
At all. I was perfectly nice and polite to him through the entire meal.
Uh-huh.
I did not ridicule the boy. I did not make fun of the boy. But you better believe when my friend and I got off, away from him, I had the moment of fishnet. Like, this kid, like, our bar was low for you, dude. Like, like, it doesn't take much to make me happy. Like, as long as you were happy, I was happy. But can we talk about the fact that he knew where he was going? This was not a chance encounter. He knew the deal. I literally had to sit and stare at this boy's nipples while trying to eat brunch because he went through his closet and went t-shirt, no. Button down, no. Pullover, no. Hoodie, no. Everything that I could imagine in this, like, because he was a skinny little kid, like, go through his closet, just nope. Fishnet, I'll wear that to meet my boyfriend's friends for brunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, I'm like, I know you've said wonderful things about this guy, but I think you're a little blinded right now. And I'm not telling you I hate him. I'll give him a second chance, but I cannot believe meeting, like, he knew this was not an impromptu thing. This is not like we all ran into each other after they'd been out clubbing or something. Right. This was legitimately, this guy came from his own home, got dressed, left his home to meet all of us at a restaurant, and he thought fishnet.
Well, fishnet can be dressed properly, can be very nice.
I mean, if he'd done it over something.
Well, not even over something, under something.
Well, yeah, under something could have been nice. Like, if he had done, like, seriously, if he had done, like, that top, that fishnet shirt, and then, like, I don't know anything
a nice
over it, under it.
Yeah, there's ways to dress fishnet, and you got to know how to wear fishnet.
Put a jacket over it. I would have been cool with. I would have been like, that's really fashion forward. I like it. But, like, I'm sitting here, like, do you know how distracting it is to be trying to talk to someone and, like, every time they, like, move or breathe, like, you have to watch their nipple decide where it's going to land in the fishnet pattern? Like, it's just, like, you can't not look.
On this? Possibly the 14th. Can I plead the 5th, the 6th, and possibly the 14th of this?
I mean, I was just sitting there, and I was like, I can't get over it.
Like, honey,
I was nice and polite. I said nothing whatsoever to this boy. I treated him only with kindness. I really did. I tried to give him a shot. I don't even think he was a horrible person. I was just like, dude, this is not gonna work. Like, I've known you long enough to know that I understand you broke up with your ex like 5 years ago and haven't dated since. And this is your rebound. I got it. I understand why. He's cute. I'm just telling you right now, he ain't lasting.
Well, otherwise, for me, that would have not been the deal. It would have been, how's the conversation? Can he actually fulfill a sentence? Or does he just need to look pretty and shut up? Oh, he just needs to look pretty and shut up? Great.
I mean, it was just, like trying to talk to someone with a massive lazy eye. Where do you look? Oh my gosh, the Jeff Dunham. True, fair point. What did my face say?
You have a nice PR face.
No, I don't. Not always. Like, there's an initial reaction that I have. I will have to say, I was as polite as I could be to him. I really was. I was nice. I was friendly. I was, but I'm sure my initial reaction, like facial reaction, had to have been like, like, are you shitting me right now?
Well, here's my question: if he wasn't a skinny bitch, if he was a if he was a built shit house, would you have had a problem with fishnet?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, you were really more conservative on clothes.
No, I'm just saying, like, you were like, we were not going to like some trendy gay club.
Uh-huh.
We were at like a fucking Denny's
Uh-huh.
on like a Saturday morning.
It's
I'm just like,
Saturday
that's
morning. Duh, he just left the club.
no, supposedly, no.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying, I like
Mm-hmm.
make better choices on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, leave some mystery on the first date. But I mean, again, like we're sitting in a Denny's, he has nipples poking everywhere. And like it's Denny's and they're like little kids and like I'm just like this is oh my god, I'm embarrassed right now. Like beam me up, just beam me up. Tell me it's a joke. On the inside, I was still nice. I was still friendly. We were literally. I did everything I could to try to be gracious in the situation. I really truly did. But when I got my friend to the side, I went, "Oh my god, what was that?" And even he was like, "I don't know what that was."
I know exactly what that was, and that's
And
just a
it may have been,
time.
and that may have been like the first, last, and only straw on that one.
Right. But
But
again,
yeah.
if he's skinny bitch during the time you were in college, um, I know where that comes from. It's Justin off of Queer as Folk. He wore nothing but fishnet for 2 seasons, and every baby gay in the country copied it.
See, but here's the difference. I'm not talking about sheer.
Uh-huh.
I would have been happy if he had shown up in sheer.
Uh-huh.
I could have dealt with sheer and been like, okay, I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing. Okay, it's the early 2000s. Queer as folk is a thing. Oh my God, you think you're Justin? Okay, that's fine. I'll deal. Shimmery, like, yeah, you can see through it, but it's not like see through.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking about like cheap hooker fucking
Fishnet.
fishnet.
And actually, no, it wasn't
Like,
cheap at the time. They were
oh,
44.50.
like the whole experience bothered me.
Yeah, the whole
Like it was
experience.
just
Again,
again.
there's some
Like,
ironing we have to do on Joe.
I'm just saying, if he had worn sheer, I could have been okay with that.
I didn't
I
say
could have.
sheer, I said fishnet.
I
But
know.
fishnet is designed for that type of body, is designed for a body that's built like a brick shithouse that you want to show the fuck off.
At Denny's?
Anywhere.
No.
Built like a brick stripper shit house, fishnet over with blue jeans and some boots, hot. Throw a leather jacket over it and you're good.
Again, if he'd been wearing a jacket, I would have been cool. I would have been cool. I would have been cool. I don't know what it is. We're in a public place eating breakfast. I
Uh-huh.
don't want you're cute.
Right.
I don't want to see your nipples while I'm trying to
Right.
eat an omelet.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Right.
Like that's from
Mm-hmm.
to wear with my shirts. Quote, wear with my shirts in the early 2000s. I'm there. I'm there. If he'd done fishnet over a tank top, like if he had done like a white tank top and like the fishnet like over it, I would have been cool with that. I would have been cool. It was the nothing. Like it was just fishnet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think you could have hung a name tag off of it.
Oh, yeah, you can. There's places to put name tags.
Like, what the hell? It was the weirdest flipping moment. I wasn't the only one, by the way, in our friend group that had an issue with this.
Well, yeah, but your
I
friend
know.
group, we'll leave that for another day.
Oh my God. Oh, Joe, friend of my mother's in her mid 60s, fishnet, no bra, band-aids over her nipples, 4-inch heels, tight jeans, in the equivalent of Walmart back then. She
Mm-hmm.
could have been worse. You
Uh-huh.
guys want to see the postcard download? Oh, sorry, 2 separate comments. Okay, so yeah, well, now this was a boy.
Uh-huh. Now, was it
So,
wide fishnet or thin fishnet?
okay, how can I answer this? You could have caught trout But anything smaller would have been a problem. It would have just swam right through.
Okay.
Like, we're talking like, again, sheer, near sheer. No, I would have been fine. Like, I would have been better.
Uh-huh.
This was like legit straight up. There's nothing you can call it but fishnet. It looks like you made the shirt out of fishnet. It like, you could have like knotted this with like paracord and made it
Mm-hmm.
in like 20 minutes. So yes, large, ginormous. Like if he had been pierced in his nipples, he probably would have screamed multiple times during the meal.
Okay. So let's
Because it would have like tugged and grabbed.
Right.
Like enormous fishnet.
Screen share.
Oh God.
Like this?
Bigger fishnet.
Okay.
Again, that would have been acceptable. I would have dealt with it better, is what I'm saying. I would have been like, okay.
See, I technically love this shirt. I just don't have the body for it.
Well, I mean, granted, I'm not trying to be like, no, not like that. I'm talking bigger.
I understand that.
Like
I'm
legit, like Brenda's saying, like a fishing net. Like
Okay, this
you know the grocery bags that they sell, the little bags you can buy that are really wide, like you got a legitimately bigger fishnet.
there, honey.
As in wider holes, really thin strings, wide holes. Like you could fit 2 fingers through.
Your
fishnet.
finger. Okay.
Like, yeah, it was not like there was no version, like nothing was left to the imagination whatsoever anywhere.
This?
Oh, probably yes. I think that's the exact shirt.
Yes. It's labeled as club wear. He needed to have that body to wear that shirt. Anything less than it looks like shit.
Well, I'm like, this is not body judgment. Like, it's not. It's just
there are certain clothes that certain bodies can wear.
Well, but I'm still saying that's not Denny's.
Yeah.
That's not what you wear to Denny's to meet some dude, to meet some friends of the dude you're just started dating.
Honey, if I had that body, I'd wear that shirt everywhere.
Oh, well, you're just not leaving the house if you go to the gym much more. That's what I heard.
I ain't got that body. I ain't got that body at all, and you don't want to walk Gizmo.
Oh, my God. Okay, unfortunately, I cannot copy and paste that one to see, but yeah, pothole fishnet sounds about right.
Okay.
Like, I hold on. I got to go see this.
You know where it's at.
But it's easier if I just... Yes. That's a little closer, actually. That's a little closer. Yes, pothole fishnet is apparently the concept.
Okay.
So yeah, let me share that. And just so we can explain the concept.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, close the ad. Thank you. I will not be buying from spicylingerie.com. Thank you.
Oh, why not?
Many reasons.
Okay, fine.
I know, I'm horrible. Oh, let me make that wide. So there we go, and share. That. Just imagine it actually did not have a midriff part, like it was filled in the midriff.
Right.
That is what this boy was wearing. And I'm like, that is not Denny's. That's a lot of places. That ain't Denny's.
Well, maybe he
Like,
had a full
yeah.
schedule that day. But anyhow.
Hey, maybe he did. Maybe he did. You know, like, but a t-shirt didn't even have to, it could have been dirty. It could have been a dirty t-shirt. I would have still appreciated the effort.
Yeah.
To like put away the nipples, have brunch, take off the t-shirt, do whatever you need to do the rest of the day.
Uh-huh.
I didn't think a t-shirt was that difficult. Maybe it was his power shirt. Maybe it was. Maybe it gave him confidence. I don't know. I just found it so flipping awkward.
Right.
It was like, wow, okay.
Right.
And I'm the person who is sat next to someone in the middle of yet another effing Denny's. Why do all my horrible traumas happen in Denny's?
Right.
In North Carolina.
Right.
Do you remember a decade or so ago that, I forget what it was. It was this yellow, faux Chinese shirt.
Yes.
Something about like big appendages.
Uh-huh.
I've sat next to someone wearing that in a Denny's and felt less uncomfortable. Because I'm like, at least someone has to try to read that. Moons over my hammy. I'm sorry.
Again.
You mean okay, but would you want your moons over my hammy with like nipples or no? Like, just asking. Like, if you had to look at someone's nipples that you don't know, you're like, one, like, you're not terribly attracted to, not your type, and two is like the, I don't want to go partner, it wasn't that in depth, but like new relationship of someone you are really good friends with. Do you want to deal with that?
Honey, you realize that my nipples show in every shirt I wear.
Okay, but there's like a difference between the bump and the, hi, I could draw these for a police sketch artist later. Like,
All right.
Brenda's like, as long as they ain't in my food.
Exactly. That's where I'm at. All right, so to our new segment, which this one's an interesting question.
Okay.
Take it away, Vanna.
How do I do this without outing my niece? I, 38 male, gay, it becomes quasi-relevant, live with my parents, 73 female and 74 male. COVID, a lot of drama, don't ask. Last year, my elder sister died and we inherited her kids, 15 female and 13 male. My niece and nephew are having friends over to stay the night. My niece came out to me recently and I'm very supportive, but I'm also an adult and, at least in theory, an authority figure. My niece is having her non-platonic girlfriend stay the night. I'm not sure as to my niece's orientation, but I wasn't sure of mine at 15. She talks about boys being hot and girls being hot, and she has a girlfriend. But bi, pan, lesbian, or whatever, I think it's inappropriate for a 15-year-old girl to have her significant other, 17 female, in her room with the door closed. But my parents are, well, not the most enlightened people on earth. And given the amount of drama when I came out and the amount of crazy that is my dad, I want to avoid that madness. I want to keep their weekend PG to PG-13 without outing my niece. Any suggestions?
Have a conversation.
Well, here's the thing, though. I think you got to remember PG-13 is for 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
I think you have to embrace that, like, she's 15.
Right.
She's making her own choices. There is only a 2-year age gap. I mean, Ideally, do you want her to make good life choices? Yes. Do you really not want her to start a bunch of bullshit and drama and crazy in the
Right.
middle of your house, especially given their situation? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you need her to realize that and make those good choices? Hopefully,
Right.
yes. But I don't think you can force it.
No, but I think you make good decisions. You make a movie night out of it with popcorn and all that, and you have them out of her room until they're way past dead tired.
Yeah. Basically, exhaust them so they don't have the energy, which God help you.
Yes.
Like at 38,
Uh-huh.
trying to hang with like 15 and 13 and 17-year-olds. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The energy that takes. Like, I think that's only, like, I think that works for one night.
Mm-hmm.
But if this continues, I think you just have to, like, lay it out for her and be like, you got to be careful. And, like, if this is what you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
this ain't the roof you do it under.
Right. And make it more clear that Bubby isn't having his boyfriend over either.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, no.
Right.
Like, but at the same time, I do think that at 15, you've got to start acknowledging that,
Right.
like, she's going to start making choices and you're not always going to love them and they're not always going to keep the peace. And yeah, some of them are just going to blow up right in her face.
Right.
And it's going to suck, especially since you've already been there.
Right. And, it's better to handle it internally instead of externally. I mean, you don't bring the parents into this, but have an adult conversation with her and say, look, I don't get to fuck in the house. Neither do you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Like, these are the gay rules we live with. Let's mind them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, learn to make it, like, do you ever feel like some kids just need to be sat down and have it explained to them how to do a coordinated lie?
Yes.
Like, it's complicated, but learn it. It's a valuable skill.
Right.
Like, and good. You got to do it well, because you get busted on that first one out of the gate, you're screwed. No one ever believes anything you ever say again.
Right.
But some kids, I really think, need to be pulled aside and be told how to do the coordinated lie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, brush up, watch some teen horror. Like,
And we actually do have a question, so let's go ahead and get that in.
Okay. Let me get back up there.
You can actually just flip over to the star menu.
Oh, yes, I can. So, all right. So, Terry T, December 12th of what year?
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to let this one slide because it's YouTube, so Terry T has to be at least above 18.
Alrighty. Been single for 10 years. Do you see a guy coming my way soon? I'm a guy looking for a guy.
Awesome.
Cool.
Terry, I'm going to be honest, hon. Not till about April of next year after you lay down what the hell you've been doing. I mean, you're running yourself halfway fucking mad. You got overburdened stuff. You're carrying you needed a rest break. You haven't took it yet, and you're still got to walk away from whatever this baggage you've been carrying before Mr. Sweet and Nice and Lovable enters your life.
Alrighty. And 90, so totally in the clear.
Yeah. Like, come on, you can't go fishing if you're trying to pack around a half of a house of emotional stuff. So about another year, you got to work on this. But when he does come, you're going to keep him.
Good deal.
Yeah. All right. So those were our two segments, and I believe we had one more story.
Oh, SpaceX?
Yeah.
Or SRJ?
Let's cover SRJ.
All right. All right, so state probe into Southern Regional Jail conditions concludes mistreatment accusations as false. So this is out of Beckley. A state internal investigation into conditions at Southern Regional Jail determined allegations of mistreatment by inmates, their family members, and current and former employees were not true. Governor Jim Justice released the findings of the Department of Homeland Security's probe on Thursday, which he ordered in late March. The agency oversees the Division of Corrections and Rehabilitation, DHR. The review found the allegations of water deprivation, failure to provide toilet paper, and inmates having to sleep on hard floors without a mattress to be false, the report stated. The investigation involved 50 interviews and a review of telephone calls from inmates and the jail's financial records, according to the DHS. A current and former guard at SRJ corroborated concerns voiced by inmates and their families. The report stated a former employee who talked to the media was, quote, filled with so much bitterness that he or she during the interview would not even admit that inmates got beverages with their breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The report continued. The former employee stated that because of COVID, he or she did not have the opportunity to attend the training academy. After they left Southern Regional Jail, they have worked at two other jobs that were not as fulfilling as their position at Southern Regional Jail. They stated now they realized how much they enjoyed working at Southern Regional Jail and helping inmates.
Yeah, something smells fishy here.
Yeah.
This is my problem with this whole report, and I've looked over it. It's like me running an internal investigation on me.
Well, there's some of that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What's it matter about their new job? What more matters is what did they see occur there? Okay. Why are they trying to cover up? Why are these massive reports? 50 interviews, 50 people have reached out by phone, email, and message regarding the treatment of inmates at this facility.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, WVVA stands by its reporting and will have more on the interview with Secretary Sandy on Friday's 6 p.m. newscast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And,
so, yeah.
Yeah, so we have a problem here. We've had a problem with the way jails have been treated. It's just like Ohio State switched their phone carriers within 24 hours, like the 30th to the 1st, didn't inform the families. So everybody had automatic deposits go into the accounts. They can't even refund the deposits.
Oh, that's just ugly.
Yeah.
Like, and for some, that's already a painful expense.
Right.
I mean, it really is. Like, it's part of,
right.
Like, call me crazy.
Right.
Like, I don't necessarily think that as an inmate, you should have completely unfettered access to a phone line.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't, for the entire duration of a 10, 15, 20-year sentence, be able to just stand there on the phone and do whatever.
Right.
I don't think that.
Right.
But for the number of, because we know there's an income disparity with incarceration already.
Mm-hmm.
And that many of these families are fundamentally going to be harmed because of the cost,
right,
just to keep basic contact with their relative in prison.
Right.
I mean, that I have a problem with. Like, this profit model of incarceration has never made sense to me.
Right.
Again, I don't think you should be able to stand there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on a phone line.
Right.
Like, I'm not, like, I wouldn't necessarily want to see a free use phone in every single cell.
Right.
But there's got to be a better way than further penalizing these families,
right,
and increasing the likelihood that they'll lose contact with relatives and people outside because it's just too goddamn expensive.
Right.
Well, like,
there are many families out there that budget for a letter a week from their inmate. They budget for a 10-minute phone call a week, and they take this out of their retirement checks, their social security checks, their pension plans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you couldn't pre-announce.
Right.
You couldn't go ahead and tell this company that you're switching from, stop the auto deposits.
Right.
Do not take the money.
Right.
I mean, granted, this may have been a situation in which the company they were switching from was supposed to have done that.
No, because even the customer service people were saying we didn't know it was going to happen.
Ooh.
Yeah. They walked in and they switched.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
Yep.
Well, and then we also have to deal with, I have to, for my own mental terminology, this is a debt collections based call center kind of mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Is that no one gives a shit about the debtor.
Right.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you've gotten great customer service from debt collections, you got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
The people who work in debt collections, their customer is the client who places the debt.
Right.
Not the person who at least allegedly owes the debt.
Right.
That's not their customer. They don't give a shit.
Right.
Generally speaking, I've met some collectors that's not true.
Right.
Usually they get fired real quick.
Right.
If you have any empathy, emotional compassion towards others, etc., yeah, you won't make it in collections. That's no, you'll fail. But the only people they care about are the client, the actual creditor client.
Right.
And that's kind of the same thing here, except the client is the state of, not the incarcerated or the families of the incarcerated. I can't imagine the nightmare of trying to call in and give me my money back.
Right.
Because no one cares. You're not the client. The client is the state of.
Right.
You're just the person who writes a check.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always an effed up system to be in which you as a consumer are not the customer.
Right.
You are in all things that matter.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one getting the service. You're the one getting billed for it and have to pay for it and have to cough this money up.
Right.
But when it comes to who, the company that took your money and provides the service actually is concerned with is a third party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you're screwed. You're totally screwed at that point.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
And again, I really hate that we've gotten here.
Right.
With the idea of incarceration whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
It kills me. It's stupid.
Yeah. I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid that, one, they're paying to a point that the FCC, the ones that control our business, the psychic business side, had to tell the phone company that does the calls that no, you have a cap. You can't charge them this much in December.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and that's the problem with a lot of this is fundamentally it, in the most literal sense of the words, these are captive consumers.
Right.
And in a for-profit prison model, you're not just looking at cost.
Right.
What does it cost me to provide this service? You're looking at that, but then you want to go one step above but how much can I profit?
Right.
And when you're dealing with people that literally cannot go anywhere else to get a service, they have no right to choose.
Right.
They have no ability to choose different.
Right.
But then you sit here and you have problems with contraband, cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, well, when you pull these tricks, when you pull the tricks, not only on your own employees, but you pull these tricks on the poor people that are trying to just have communication, just get a letter out, just get a letter from their son, let them know that, yeah, I fucked up, but at least I'm okay, I'm living, I'm breathing. Because the jails now, because of HIPAA, can't even tell you if they're breathing.
Right. Well, but I mean, for me, it also becomes a problem of this is supposed to be a reformative system.
Right.
Like, I know it's a joke at this point, but it is supposed to be a reformative system. How do you expect someone to go to prison, lose all existence in the world,
Right.
all communication, all contact with the outside world, and maintain sanity?
Right.
Let alone become a better person.
Right.
If you take away anything and everything attached to like life outside of prison, like being a normal human, like this is what you want them to look forward to.
Right.
Like, again, you don't want them sitting there like with all the benefits of being on the outside. Like that, like it's supposed to be punitive. Like, we all got that. But it shouldn't be so punitive to the point that someone loses all hope, connection, and ability to become a better person. All you're doing at that point is like, you created a lifelong prisoner.
Right.
That's what they know how to be now.
Right.
That's all they got.
Right.
Like, how do you expect this to work out? And I think the answer is it's a for-profit prison model. You want a permanent prisoner.
Yeah.
Like you want them from birth to grave in a for-profit prison model. If you can just pop them right in there, like, the doctor slaps them on the ass and they cried wrong, you could lock their ass up till death do you part. That's your goal. No. We do not want to create permanent prisoners. That is not the ideal goal in society. No.
Right. Yeah, JPay is still all fucked up in Ohio. No one can say what, when, or how things are doing at the moment. Loved ones are freaking out, so I'm going to do what I can to put out these fires. I have tons of data to transfer, so that will happen starting tomorrow. Today, I'm going to make dandelion jelly because, and this is a post from Vera Donovan, of course, who runs Pagan Ministries. And it's like, I can't, even her emails are stuck in JPay.
Yeah.
That no longer serves Ohio.
Well, okay. Oh, so Ohio got rid of JPay? Oh, God. Which was actually something that sounded like an almost decent system.
Right.
Almost. I mean, like, problematic, but almost decent.
Right.
Like.
All right, so the update or the announcement was actually a Facebook post up. Hello, ladies. Don't shoot the messenger. I've been on the phone with Melissa from JPEG for 20 minutes. She says they came into work this morning and everything was down for the switch over to GTL and came out of nowhere, and the customer service reps were not aware. That was supposed to come and phase into Ohio, as we all know, over the course of a year. They have no idea what happened or why the program shut down, and they have no answers. She also stated that nothing from JPEG will transfer over to GTL, no photos, no JPEGs, no video or video games or media fund credits, etc. She said they were told that JPay will no longer be servicing Ohio as of today, and although JTL, I informed her only one prison in Ohio has the new JTL tablets, they were not aware of that. Unfortunately, their customer service reps weren't informed. She said that they cannot refund for visits, stamps, anything along it's within the terms of services are non-refundable. All video visits were credited to their JPay accounts. However, JPay videos visits no longer exist. As of this morning, we are out of the money. The rep did not know if these changeover happened overnight and will be fixed as they haven't been updated on anything, or if this is a permanent switchover, even though the facilities were not equipped.
What the hell, Ohio? But this is exactly what I'm talking about. The customer is Ohio.
Right.
Like, that's the only people that GTL
Right.
and JailPay want to keep happy.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only people they care about. Like, as long as if those people in Ohio are happy,
Right.
fuck the rest of the system. And
Right.
everyone else attached to it and affected by it and
Right.
paying for it.
Yeah, and nothing will be refunded. Nothing will be refunded.
Yeah, something tells me that's going to end up in a lawsuit. Because how? Explain to me how. Any business. Like, here's a weird thing. Here's a contractual agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's offer, acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Oh, please tell me that my legal environment and business teacher is not watching me. It just went out of my head. Offer, acceptance, consideration, legal,
Mm-hmm.
and I've just totally lost it again.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if you're sitting here and you're paying for a service, if you have a customer, like
Mm-hmm.
assuming these companies think that like the families paying the money are customers and that the inmates who are receiving services are customers,
Mm-hmm.
how do you have a legally enforceable agreement
Mm-hmm.
if you cannot provide the service?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't notify anyone that you couldn't provide the service,
Mm-hmm.
and you refuse to refund the money. Like, I
Right.
get a general concept of no refunds.
Uh-huh.
Like, a lot of companies do that, and they think they're covered when they have a no refunds clause. No, you're not.
Right.
Oh, fuck no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like that, like, especially on this level.
Right. So we've
Like,
got in West Virginia, we've got the state prison going, oh, nothing's wrong here. Oh, they get water at breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
mm-hmm.
8 ounces in a styrofoam cup.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. That's not. Yeah.
Yeah. In an overcrowded prison. Then we have Ohio taking every inmate's family for a ride.
Well, and moreover, blocking access.
Yeah.
Like, and I get it, Ohio. I get it. You didn't do it. GTL did. Like, this is the third party bullshit.
No, this is JPay versus JTL, and JPay didn't have to transfer everything because Ohio fired them, and so they get to hold on to everything because it's non-refundable. The family should have known not to be transferring money into the account. They sent out an email, probably.
Well, but who did it go to? Again,
Exactly.
probably just Ohio. It was probably Ohio's responsibility.
Right.
That they probably tried to fob off onto GTL to be like, go make it happen.
Right.
GTL didn't do it because, again, who gives a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, that's the way that some of these companies think, is like, you're not our customer.
Right.
You're not our customer. We don't fucking care about you. You're not our customer. Our customer is the state of Ohio. Now, when the state of Ohio hears enough shit about this,
right,
and the Department of Corrections in Ohio is got the egg all over its face, and they scream at JailPay and GTL, let me tell you, I don't know that JailPay will immediately roll over and be like, sorry, here's your money back. Sorry, here's your money back. We fucked up. Sorry, here's your money back. But I know GTL, when they get screamed at,
Uh-huh.
oh, they're going to quickly move some equipment.
Uh-huh.
Because more than likely they could end up getting fired out of this, like told, you failed to provide your services day one when you were supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, even with this being such a shitty system
Mm-hmm.
of companies, as well as just a shitty system, I would hope
Right.
someone in the state of Ohio spelled out in an RFP, a request for proposal that they received from GTL, that they needed to be able to have a seamless changeover.
Mm-hmm.
Does this sound seamless?
Right.
No. I've seen bad changeovers.
Right.
In which, what's considered a bad changeover, a problematic changeover, an issue-laden changeover, in which companies got fired.
Mm-hmm.
Because you fucked this up so damn bad.
Right.
That didn't even go near this.
Right.
Like, this is a total fail on all parties.
Well, what's even funnier is JPay is still up on their site as the provider.
Okay. So they're still directing people to put money in.
Yeah.
The state of Ohio still says, hey, go send your inmate money here.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, Ohio.
Yeah.
Rule one, you change vendors, you take
Right.
them down. You
Right.
redirect.
Right.
You big red notice. Do not, please, if you can't control it,
Mm-hmm.
at least take it off your page.
Right.
Stop listing it. Make sure you announce the new provider.
Right.
And make sure there is no way in hell, especially at this point,
Mm-hmm.
you don't call a webmaster and smack them upside the head.
Right.
And tell them take it off the site now.
Right.
Even if you're not giving them access to GTL yet, which is fucked up enough,
Mm-hmm.
don't, in a system that's already said, no refunds, continue to allow people to do this. Even if no one does it, you're telling people this is what you do.
Right.
Like, it's possible that until you take that down,
Right.
more and more people are going to just keep chunking money.
Right.
Until they hear,
Mm-hmm.
oh, fuck.
Right. It's 75 cents a minute.
To talk to an inmate?
To talk to an inmate.
Dear God. I mean, again, I could see doing limited time.
Uh-huh.
I can get that. I really can.
Yeah.
But limiting your time with money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, it's a fucking telephone call, okay?
Right.
Like, I don't expect it to be free. I don't think anyone expects it to be free.
Right.
But, like, I haven't been to a phone booth in a long time.
Right.
Is it seriously 75 cents? Is it? Like, the last time I used a phone booth, okay, like a quarter was more than enough.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, I haven't used a phone booth in forever.
Right.
I do know that, like, if you are a like bulk rate client, you the amount of money you pay for long distance is insane. We got into a contract that was absurd, like 12 years ago with the company I worked for. It was absurd at 26 cents a minute. Like, that rep came in and sold the owner of our company, got him to sign a contract, and he wasn't thinking with the right head, is all I can say.
Yeah, currently it's for a phone booth, it's 50 cents a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's for local calls at a phone booth, according to Google. Granted, we haven't seen one in centuries. Actually, not get back. We saw one at Summersville last year.
Yes, they had one at Summersville Lake. It was cute. It was like ancient technology.
But here's the facts, guys. Unlimited phone calls on a voice over IP connection with third party recording doesn't cost that much.
Yeah, no. I mean, or it shouldn't. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like,
Well,
I understand this isn't your basic home phone service.
right. Get
Like,
this. King pays the phone company 40 cents a minute to access and control debit card purchases, if it is any limited country, to record the call. 40 cents a minute on all calls.
international calling.
International
calling. Not just like across town, across the state, across the United States.
Yeah.
Around the world.
Except for like Pakistan, South America, Nicaragua, and Russia currently.
But I think technically that has more to do with the ability of your services to be offered in those countries for various reasons, doesn't it?
Right. Correct.
Right. It's like, it's not the cost.
Right.
Like, they could do it.
Yeah. It's just, those countries want to kill me or recruit me for research.
Yeah, no, not a good life choice. No.
But, okay. So it costs less to talk to a psychic than it costs to talk to a prisoner. By almost double.
Mm-hmm. For the phone connection.
Email is worse. It's 15 stamps. They take a stamp for each typed double-spaced page of an email.
A stamp,
like the cost of a postage stamp.
I'm sorry, a 50-cent stamp.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, run that again. It costs how much to send an email?
It costs 50 cents per typed page of an email.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
For what?
To use their server.
Oh, dear God. We're in the wrong business. Apparently, exploiting prisoners and their families is like the cash cow. Oh, wait, we already knew that. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
This is why we have a problem with this. Is like 50 cents per page on an email.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That means your base email is 50 cents a message. Period. Right. Like, just to be like, hey, Mom, how's it going? Another day in prison. Life sucks. We're not getting fed. Whatever. Saw a cat at the edge of the yard. Whatever. You send that, it's 50 cents.
Right.
You get a message back, I'm sure they charge 50 cents.
Right.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So here's in reflection. Give me a minute to bring it up. You need to get your handy dandy calculator.
Okay, give me a second on that. Okay, what ungodly numbers am I typing in?
Well, give me a minute. Let me pull up one of my courses.
Oh, dear God.
So let's say your prisoner wants to take my Tarot 101 course.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
0.5.
$33 plus... $5. So 33 plus 5 plus 129.
Okay, so that was 129 plus 33 plus 5.
Yep. Times 50 cents.
All right. Let me do the math that way first. Sorry, I didn't know that was going to be that involved. So 33 plus 5 plus 129.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's 167 pages times 0.5 is 83.50.
Yeah.
Just to get emailed the lesson.
Yeah.
Good God. Oh, do I even want to know how much it costs them to watch a video? Like,
Yeah.
if you were to send a video file, can you? I guess is a big. Okay.
You can send a videogram. So inbound videograms is 3 cents per videogram. And apparently the videos are limited to 3 minutes.
Who set the pricing?
JPEG.
No, I'm just sitting here going, you're doing 50 cents a page for an email, but you can get video for 3 cents for 3 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what the fuck? Like, I could almost understand 50 cents for a 3-minute video and then like 3 cents for an email. That would make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would still think it's a little like insane, but
Right.
like it would make more sense.
And then they charge them for something called media rates. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming that's like to view something. So, 1 second to 20, 1 second to 20 minutes is $3 and
Oh. So if you add the video to their library, you can get over the 20-minute hurdle,
right.
or over the 3-minute hurdle, sorry.
Yeah.
So you upload your class, which is, I'm sorry, let's see. Your intro to tarot is what, about 3 hours?
4 hours.
Okay, so 60 minutes, and 20 minutes is your max?
No, it continues to go up from 20.1 seconds to 100 seconds is $6.90. 100 minutes plus 200 to 200 is 9, and the max is 300 minutes.
Okay, so 60 times 4 is 240 minutes. So what's that 200 plus minutes?
That is $8.90.
So $8. Okay, that's slightly more reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, it would be easier for them to watch the video than to get the manual.
Yeah.
Explain that to me.
Right.
Though, I want someone to explain that to me.
Right.
Why would it be cheaper?
Right.
For someone to view an electronic, or for someone to view a video,
mm-hmm.
than to be able to read and work through an electronic workbook?
Right.
Like, explain it to me like I'm 5, because I don't get it.
Right.
Not that I think $8 and something is reasonable, especially not at the rate like we pay the incarcerated. That's fucking ridiculous.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, if they're printing them out, I could see that.
I still can't see it. I cannot see that.
Well, no, like printing costs,
right.
That's a problem.
Right.
We've run into that. Like, I mean, we had to have some serious talk about your classes and the manuals, because it was like, oh, honey,
mm-hmm.
if we print this way,
mm-hmm.
It's going to cost us more than the class does.
Right. But this is extortion.
Yeah, it is. Like, you're like, what do you like? You can't go somewhere else.
Right.
Again, like, your only alternative
mm-hmm.
is to break the rules, get someone else to commit, what is that, a felony to smuggle contraband into a prison?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a felony? I think it's
yes.
Okay, to bring in a cell phone.
Right.
And then share that around.
Right.
And like the whole, like, again, necessity is the mother of invention.
Mm-hmm.
And when you don't got money, you get real necessitative.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, who hadn't been there?
Right.
Like, I'll tell you right now, I will eat for 5 days on like 50 cents.
Right.
It's not good food. I should not be eating it. It is horrible life choices at that point, but I can make it happen.
Right.
I can make it happen.
Right.
That is a trip to Walmart and a bunch of ramen.
Mm-hmm.
I will eat for 5 days, though.
Yep. But no, this is insane. Hopefully, we will be getting more from Vera, more from Donna here soon. We will update and be following this story. And why these two stories aren't on top of the news is just because of the stigma we've put into prisoners.
Yeah.
If this was, a battered women's shelter being charged these rates, there'd be news at 5.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the ubiquity of phone calls.
How about the ubiquity of water?
Well, that too. That should be easier. By all means, that should be easier.
Right.
Like,
even crappy water, like we have in Oak Hill, but water.
Oh, well, yeah. But, no, I'm just going with, has anyone given a shit? Since, 2010,
mm-hmm.
has anyone given a shit about placing a phone call?
Right.
And the cost associated?
No.
I haven't.
No.
I pick up my phone. I don't even care anymore. I am paying, I have I don't even know what all fucking countries I can call, okay? It doesn't matter. I know there's multiple.
Right. And if not, you switch over to a certain app and you'd call the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Hunt and Vanna, get to it. We need to wrap this up.
Alrighty. So, of course, we want to thank our lovely Patreons. We really do appreciate you guys, and we are so glad that you have chosen to support the show. Specifically, we want to thank for their support Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda Bryant, Ashley Giss, Shannon C, Shannon D, the ever wonderful Lady Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, and Dottie the Psychic. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, or how you too can become one of our lovely Patreon members and receive all the wonderful benefits that our baristas receive, please visit us at pcspnetwork.com.
Yes, and thank you to our Spotify premium subscribers. You can now get exclusive content on Spotify from us. Well, from me. Also, guys, you will note that there is now a Thursday show called Coffee and Tea every week with a new co-host. So be sure to tune in at that at 8 p.m. It's an hour and a half earlier for those that get into us sometimes later. Come view us, come visit us. And of course, we're on all your listening devices. So enjoy us. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the comments. Now let's do the likey, sharey, subscribey things. If you're watching this replay, we love you. Leave a comment below. Let us know you're there. If you get questions, pop them down there. Who knows? I might answer them. I am going to be doing on TikTok, Ask Aeson. So if you've got a question, you can pop it over there and you'll get a TikTok response. I think that's it.
Absolutely.
Good night, y'all. Have a magical weekend.
Good night. Play.
Let's work. Yo, it's go time, showtime, never backing down time. One shot, yo, make it count, yo. Crunch time, shine time, make this moment my time. Get a grip, yo, ready, set, go. We bring the thunder. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Yeah, it's my time, your time. Step into the spotlight. Get lit, yo. Let yourself go. Our time, high time. Gotta go big time. This is it, yo. Never take no fight time, grind time. Take it to the street time. Turn the roof off. Get loco. Game time, win time. We gon' bring it home time. No regrets now. Let it all go. We bring the thunder. Bring the thunder.